NFC West, we have the Rams, Super Bowl winners, 12-5, Arizona 11-6, San Francisco 10-7, and Seattle 7-10. I'm fading both the birds in this division. I'm not really enamored with a lot of what I'm seeing in Arizona. I'm seeing a ton of leadership issues. I don't know if you've seen, but they've been making Kyler Murray call plays during preseason.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which any other guy, and I might be like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe he'll get a deeper understanding. I think he's just zoning out and thinking about 1v1s on Rust.
For sure.
With that said, I think the Rams are just an incredibly top-heavy roster, and one injury to that team could literally be the difference between completely bottoming out. And I like the Rams. As everyone knows, I'm the biggest Matt Stafford fan there's ever been. But I don't know, man. 49ers, they just have a great coach, a fantastic roster up and down. I really, as much as I'm in Malik Willis, I am like tenfold in on Trey Lance. I love everything that the man does. Give me Trey Lance, rookie. I think there's going to be a lot of attention on this team, but I don't care. Plus,
Rookie what? Rookie of the year?
I mean, you know what I'm saying. He's basically a rookie. He's sophomore of the year. Can we call him sophomore of the year?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll allow it. That's got to be an award somewhere on some sports book. There's enough of them.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite sports book is Underdog.
Underdog.
Pretty good one, right? Yeah.
It's one of the best.
I love it. I love it so much. But I also love the 49ers.
Yep.
I love this roster. I said earlier that I think the Bills have maybe the best roster, and I use that maybe because of this 49ers roster. They have arguably the best linebacker, the best left tackle. You could argue they have the most versatile wide receiver, if not the best wide receiver.
Wideout, I believe he's called now, or something like that.
Something.
He made up his own position. That's how good he is.
I mean, he literally is his own position.
Yep.
They have immense talent all over the board.
Mm-hmm.
Not really a hole on that roster. They have Nick Bosa. Mm-hmm. I love this team. And I'm also a believer in Trey Lance. I think he's good. I loved him coming out of college. Did you know he had like 55 touchdowns and no turnovers?
Yeah, he's a freak.
Yeah.
I don't understand how anyone's not in on him. Like, I see all these people, like, Brett Favre today came out and said, I really think Jimmy G should be starting. I don't know if Jimmy G blew Brett Favre, but literally, what the fuck's going on? Trey Lance is special. Trey Lance is special. Like, I think watch his ball. His ball is,
it's really
you want to kiss it.
It is a beautiful, beautiful spiral.
Yes.
And he's like 6'5", and he's fast, and he's on a Kyle Shanahan offense. Kyle Shanahan is probably walking around with a boner 24/7 with this guy as his quarterback. He can do anything he wants to with this guy.
Yep.
There's going to be guys wide open. I forgot about George Kittle when I was talking about players earlier.
Yeah.
George Kittle is on the team.
Yep.
Crazy. They're going to be just screaming down the field. No one within 10 yards. It's going to be one of those touchdowns. Once a game, they're going to throw it to the receiver, and the receiver is going to have no one else in the frame.
You know what I love those? When there's someone so open that the cameraman has to, like, jerk the camera. That happens.
Like, what's running over here?
Way more often in San Francisco than pretty much any other team in the league. And that's what I like about Shanahan, is that he makes it easy for his receiver, or for his QB.
Yeah.
He designs the plays so that there's a guy to go to who is almost certainly going to be open.
Yep.
So even if you want to doubt Trey Lance, which I think would be foolish, Shanahan will put him in a situation to succeed.
I couldn't agree more. I also agree with you about the Cardinals stuff coming out of camp is so concerning. I think Kyler Murray, I would want him less over a lot of worse quarterbacks because of his attitude. I'd rather have Trey Lance, I think, than Kyler Murray right now. Right now?
For me, and I'm biased as fuck, smash. Yes, absolutely.
Like, with his attitude, I'm trying to think of, like, where I would put him.
Yeah.
Like, Jameis Winston range is where I put Kyler Murray. And he's better than Jameis, but he's also seems like a prick. I don't know the guy personally. This is how he's coming off across the media and his contracts and his body language and the way he talks and the fact that he had to call plays in a preseason game because he definitely wasn't paying attention.
Yep.
All of that not good. Rams, I agree 100% with you as well. Kind of a top-heavy roster, whereas the 49ers, the opposite, they have a amazing roster.
Yeah. I mean, Super Bowl hangover, even if you're like, oh, like maybe the Rams stay healthy, I think they will. I think there's always the Super Bowl hangover. the winners and the losers are both hungover because they end up having to play way more games, and then afterwards they're partying, they're doing this and that. I know Stafford's been enjoying the offseason, and God bless him, he deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
But
we love that guy.
One thing I want to say before we move on, and God, I don't want to forget it. Oh, it's the Cardinals. I don't know what is this obsession with James. Oh God, what's his last name? They're running back James something. He used to be a Steeler. James Conner. Why do we think James Conner is healthy now? Why do we think this is a guy who's going to be able to...
Yeah.
He stayed healthy for like the first time ever for 16 games, and they traded away Chase Edmonds, who is, in my opinion, a very well above average running back. I don't get it. I mean, we're not really wasting any time talking about Seattle here. Nothing to really say. I think Drew Lock will be starting.
Did you name 5 people on the roster? 5 bodies on that roster?
Non-skill position? No.
I don't think I could name one non-skill position.
Yeah.
Jamal Adams, is he still there?
Yeah, Jamal Adams is still there. One of the worst trades, if you really think about it, that you'll ever really see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're both on San Fran.
Go San Fran.
All right.
A drunk-ass girlfriend's going to be showing up here soon with her friend, she said.
With her friend? Okay.
Her friend's cool. They'll hopefully be quiet.
Honestly, I hope they just play the dog. All right.
They will.
AFC West, definitely the best division in the NFL. Yeah, KC going 12-5, Raiders 10-7, Chargers 9-8, and then finally you have the Broncos going 7-10. You know, there's been a lot said about Tyreek Hill lately. Like, has he lost a step? This and that. I am really curious to see how good Kansas City looks without Tyreek Hill. I have this weird feeling that he was the glue that really held that roster together because Mahomes is a really good player. I don't want to sound like I'm doubting Patrick Mahomes, but he looks for someone to throw to, and when there's no one there, he tries to scramble and make something happen. He doesn't like throwing the ball away. And Tyreek Hill is the type of player that will get open. Who is getting open on this roster? I mean, I love Kelsey. Kelsey is going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame. He's going to be a step slower, and he's more like he's not like, you know, getting open on like a. He will, but it's not every play he's going to be able to.
Just triple him.
Literally just triple him. And then you got Juju, who's like younger than me, getting his knees drained every other day. Very concerning, KC, if you ask me. I think they'll be fine. I still think they'll go to the playoffs. I just think that the Chargers, it's their time.
Anything to say about the Broncos or Raiders? Because all these teams are in it.
Yes.
And we have been pushing these other teams on the rug. Yeah. I think we got to look at all 4 of these teams, and you can make a case for any 4 of these teams. You could throw any of them at me. I'd be like, that's fair.
Well, let's start this. I think the Raiders are the worst roster in this division.
And it shows in their odds at plus 700 compared to plus 260.
Yeah. I mean, trading for a big wide receiver and a guy that you got to wonder how much of it was Rodgers. I mean, it's tough to say. It is. Like, maybe he's just that good. But there's that slight doubt. Like, maybe Rodgers was making him look that good. It's hard to say.
I agree. Yeah. It's tough. I don't know even where to begin with this conference. I agree. I don't love the Chiefs this year. Yeah. It feels like the smart bet, but like you look at it, you're like, well, they got worse and every other team got better.
Yes.
So I don't love how that sits with me.
Yep.
You look at the Chargers. They haven't made the playoffs with Justin Herbert, and he's supposed to be a top 6 NFL quarterback. I would like to see him, win a game he's not supposed to win.
Yep.
I know his defense sucks. At one point you need to do something. Like Aaron Rodgers' defenses have sucked too.
Yeah.
And he finds a way to win. If they don't make the playoffs this year, I think I'm gonna start really upping the slander. It's not there yet because he does look good.
I think it's fair at the end of the year to start giving him some slander.
And I don't give a fuck what he does.
People gave Lamar slander,
Yeah, they did.
for getting to the playoffs and then losing. This guy hasn't even made it to the playoffs yet, and we're anointing him to be the king of the NFL. Yep. If he doesn't find a way, especially in this new era where half the teams go to the playoffs, he has to find his way in there.
No one's been slandering Herbert, and it makes me want to slander Herbert because everyone needs slander. I saw some people on Twitter recently saying the only reason Josh Allen's good because of the roster he's had the whole time and the system, and that's when I knew the Bills made it.
Yeah,
that's when I'm like, okay, we're chilling.
Just irrational.
I've never seen anyone say that about any Bills player in my life.
Yep.
That was honestly the nicest compliment I've ever gotten. So thank you, that guy.
Yep.
But Broncos, I love Russell Wilson there too, and I love that roster as a whole. I think it's the best roster, so I'm gonna go Broncos.
It's a fair bet. I mean, I don't know. I just have this weird feeling about the Broncos. This is gonna be one of mine. Like, I'm just gonna lean against the Broncos, and I have no reason for it.
You gotta pick someone.
He's a dork. He's a dork, man.
A dork.
Do you want to put your money on a fucking nerd?
Can we get a sound for Broncos Country? Let's ride.
Yeah, no. In the coming episodes, I will have Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah.
I'll have that, and then I'll have Broncos Country. Let's ride.
Let's soundbite. Song of the summer, Broncos Country. Let's ride.
Oh my god. He's just a clown. It's hard to put your money behind a guy who, it's not cool.
I get it.
Yeah.
He's a dork, but I really like Javonte Williams. I've always liked Sutton and Judy.
In hindsight, you're kind of convincing. I'm going to stick with my guns.
Do it. Yeah.
But I think you're going to end up winning this one.
Honestly, man, I mean, it could be the Raiders. It could be the Raiders. If you want to just go for money, just sprinkle a little money on the Raiders. Just put $5 on them. You never know. Plus 700 is really high for, in my opinion, a very competent roster compared to these other ones.
Mind you, a roster that made the playoffs last year.
Yeah. 100%.
A roster that, literally the Bengals had to come... Wasn't there, a goal line pick? The Raiders were about to beat the Bengals.
Yes.
And there was a goal line pick that essentially turned that game. Think about that. That's the team that went to the Super Bowl and all that. This Raiders team's clearly not awful.
Yeah.
It's hard. This is a really tough division.
Yeah, I think the gambler in me takes the Raiders. I think the guy who is betting with who he thinks is actually going to win takes the Broncos. But the Raiders are super, super solid team.
You probably don't have really a wrong bet here.
Yeah, no.
Put money on all of them. You'll lose money. But you'll be right.
If you put $5 on all of them.
Do the math on it.
I think you get money on 2 of them.
Yeah.
$5 wins how much? $5 wins 17. So no. I think that's all of them.
Yeah. So we can just stop there and just be happy with what we've done, or do you want to kick into?
Let me pee and track my girlfriend.
Yeah,
I do need to work still too.
I was gonna say I think that was super productive.
We have a reservation in 40 minutes.
Yeah, no. So we gotta stop.
Yeah, I gotta work Friday now. It sucks.